Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 214. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strears back in the building. What's good, SLAC fam?
What it do. And yes, sir, we are back in the building for another week of SLAC, episode 214. Honestly, I can't believe it's October already, October 3rd today. We are blasting right into the holiday season. And yeah, this year just seems to have totally flown by. But with that, I want to welcome in our Slackers out there watching. We appreciate y'all's support. We appreciate the comments during the show. We love to have y'all part of the show. We got moms in the building. We got pops in the building. We got Kelly as well. Welcome all. We appreciate y'all. And yeah, let's do a little check-in. Strizzy, how you feeling today? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Same old. Funny enough, I was actually thinking about going back to the range again, maybe tomorrow or Friday. Kiddos, well, one of the kiddos is on fall break, and then the other one goes on fall break next week. So we'll see. Lily actually wants to go back to the batting cages. She really she really found a love in softball. So she wants to go back. She might do that as well.
That's what's up. Yeah, that was a lot of fun last time when we went together. That was dope. I still have some footage hidden somewhere in the SLAC archives that needs to come out. I've been slacking on that, but yeah, definitely that would be dope, man. That's what's
up. What about you, fam?
Everything is good. Yeah, same. Just keeping busy for sure. Time is definitely flying by, but still finding time to enjoy the little moments and different things like that. So definitely feeling good. And yeah, just happy to be back with the SLAC fam. We got Anthony Wesson in the building as well, and also Unk. Hello from Texas. Appreciate y'all being on the show with us tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and get our thing going here. We as always say salute to our brother Mad Marcus. He might be able to join us a little bit later. That's what's up. But if not, much love to him as well. Definitely. As we get this thing moving. So
hardest working man in America.
Exactly, for sure, man. He is always on the move. So much respect, brother. But let's go ahead and jump into. Let me pull up these graphics, and we'll go ahead and jump into our first topic of the day. What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tuned to NFL Talk.
Let's get it.
All right, we're going to jump straight into the scoreboard with NFL Talk. As always, Slackers, let us know what games you guys want to talk about and which games maybe surprised you this weekend or, had some cool storylines. And Strizzy, I'm gonna pose that question to you here in a minute too. But just looking at the scoreboard, it's crazy. We're already 4 weeks in, right? And we're starting to see some separation for teams. We're starting to kind of get a feel for some teams. Mm-hmm. And so I thought there were some interesting results. And I don't know, I guess, Strizzy, when is it too early to overreact, or when is it no longer overreacting and it's just we see what we see?
It's never too early to overreact, you know what I'm saying? No, but realistically, it's it's kind of funny as the weeks go on. You kind of get to see, what teams are kind of really made up, what they're about, and kind of see how they expand from those early predictions, you know what I'm saying, or early overreactions, right? Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. As much as crazy as the game was with Miami last weekend, I think we all chose the Bills to win this game. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where, as good as they are on offense, kind of slacking a little bit on defense. And the Bills, they'd be 4-0 right now if Josh Allen doesn't have that blunderish game at week 1. You know what I mean? That
right
game should have never happened. They should be 4-0, but we know how good the Bills are. They've been this good for the last 4 or 5 years. So I thought it'd be a little more competitive because they really beat the brakes off the Dolphins, but we'll see what happens when they play them again in Miami. Yeah, I think my biggest surprise, honestly, this week was the Bengals. Yeah, you know what I mean? They always start off slow. You know what I mean? They always start off slow. But after they got that win in week 3, I kind of felt okay, maybe they'll start turning things around, and they got spanked. You know what I mean? The offense just hasn't been able to get going, which is usually their bread and butter. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow, the receivers, just no one looking really good right now. So that one was definitely surprising. I think that was my biggest surprise this week.
Most definitely. I kind of was with you. I was like, I thought they'd be back now, and that was really bad. Jamar Chase showing his frustration. So that was an interesting one. Also want to welcome in Grace to the show. What's good, Grace? Thank you for being with us. let's see, Unc coming in with some comments as well. Let's see, Kenny Pickett may be hurt. Yeah, I heard that he's hurt, but he still might come back.
Yeah.
The Monday night, Daniel Jones, boy, does he stink. Yeah, that was a rough one last night.
Yeah.
But thank goodness for Seattle's team.
Dog, you didn't even need them. I told you CMC was gonna come through for you, dog. I was hot.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I knew this man was gonna come through and burn the Cardinals like he always does.
Right.
It was cool though.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Pop says Bears coach blew the game. Bengals look terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bears Broncos, right? That was the game of the two winless teams. Yep. Not the only winless teams in the league, but still. The Bears were up big early. I thought for sure. I'm like, oh man, Justin Fields was firing the ball around. They were looking good, and then the Broncos came back late and showed a little bit of magic. I still feel like the Broncos are bad. I just feel like it's two bad teams, but made for an exciting game.
That Pops said it right, man. The coaching staff lost that game. You look at that game as far as Justin Fields. That's probably the best game Justin Fields has had as a pro. I mean, dude was 12 for 12 for like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns before the second half was over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he played phenomenally, man. Like, and I was talking to a couple of friends in another fantasy kind of like group chat, and always talking about taking your foot off the gas. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole second half of football to go. Like if you just put up 28 points, there's no reason why they can't put 28 points. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's like coaching staff, they took the foot off the gas and they just thought they had it. You know, they thought they had it and they allowed Denver to get back into that game. And that was unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure. That was rough. All right, I think we got one more member that we're going to add to the panel right quick. Hold on one second. What's good, brother? What's good?
What's good? Can y'all hear me, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Clear.
Okay, so I just a little stutter, so I know you can hear me or not.
Yep.
Yeah, we got you. How you doing, man? You reporting live from the field, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Sorry I'm a little late, I had a meeting, so I'm coming from that, but I had to hop on.
Got you. No, yeah, we appreciate it. We love to have you. We were just talking a little bit about what surprised us this week, and the big games. I did want to get your take real quick on the Dolphins Bills game too.
I think like the Cowboys had a loss last week. I think it was good for them to lose now because they only won 4-0. There's been a lot of pressure. Like, they're a team to beat. So it's a good way. It's a good thing they got beat. They didn't get beat too bad, so I think it was a good loss for them to go from there. And it's how they handle it from here on out. So they have a easy game coming up with the Giants, so they should bounce back pretty easy. So
yeah,
I feel that.
And it's not like they lost to a bad team. They lost to one of the best teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And a team that they've lost to like 9 times in a row, so they gotta break that eventually. We got Stephanie Washington in the building. What's good? Welcome to the show. We appreciate you. And we know as a fellow Cowboy fan, you must have enjoyed the Sunday afternoon game, the Cowboys over the Patriots. It was crazy though. I don't know. It's just when our defense swarms like that, and especially when our defense scores for the Cowboys, like they look so good that it doesn't really matter if the offense is in top gear. Mm-hmm. But they definitely have a big test coming up. We'll talk about that later, but that was pretty cool. But I was just surprised that Bill Belichick's team was looking that bad. Is Mac Jones like done, or what do y'all think?
I think the Patriots. I think what we talked about last week. I can't remember which team it was. We might have been talking about the. I think me and you were talking about Georgia being a little bit spoiled about how good they've been. And
right.
I think we were all also talking about a couple of weeks ago about how spoiled we are with how good the Chiefs are. And I think that's what it is. We're just kind of spoiled of the past of the New England Patriots. Like they haven't been good, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like since Tom Brady left, they just haven't been good. It's not all on Mac Jones. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, it's not all on him. I think they're just kind of feeling that wave of they just don't have the same weapons they're used to having. Tom Brady's gone. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to lose a guy like that and all the weapons he had. You know what I mean in his career. So I think that's just more so what it is. Like, but like Dallas should have done that to them. Like they're not a good team. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
That should have happened. The score is right.
We should do it last week too. That's all I don't understand why we didn't do it last week. So it's just weird.
Yeah, exactly. Like hopefully, this made that Cardinals game look like more of a blip on the radar instead of something else. But still, it's so disappointing that they really just like didn't prepare for that game. Chiming in and said, "Is that Marcus or Tiger Woods?"
I wish.
Mom said she was surprised by the 2 overtime games, especially Philly. Yeah, that was surprising. The Commanders always seem to give them trouble. They gave them their first loss last year, but Philly definitely like looks like that team that is really good, but is like still not like fully hit their stride.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see. Yeah. But I mean, go ahead, Marcus.
I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say one of the biggest surprises I would say was I don't know if you guys already said it was the Steelers game. Like Texans, they looking okay, man. So
man.
The Texans are on the map.
They're having fun. That's the best part about it. When you're having fun, you know what I'm saying? That makes everything so much better. And I think they finally got that quarterback they need. You know what I'm saying? And Stroud, he's looking good, man.
Yeah. His stats, you know, they can make anything of stats, right? But they were like, you know, showing that like only so many players have like started with so many yards and no touchdowns, and like nobody had done it as a rookie yet. But you know, he's up there with like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Drew Brees type of thing. I'm like, that's really cool. Hopefully he can continue it.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely like what's going on with the Texans. They're fun to watch. I think they're definitely back on the map too with that. So but yeah, that was cool. The Chiefs-Jets was a closer game than expected until Zach Wilson messed it up. It sucks that he had to do that, right? Like it had to come back around to him because that was like one of his better games, right?
Yep.
In a while.
Yeah, better game than Mahomes.
Exactly. So I just I don't know. Anthony Weston commenting on the Jets defense, saying that it made both Patrick and Josh Allen look bad. But yeah, I was kind of surprised by that game, but the Chiefs came out on top. You know,
but that game too, like looking at it, even though he had a better game yard wise, Patrick Mahomes had a better. He did what he needed to do to win that game. Like even like those 2 runs was like perfect. Like it was like
right.
And the way the last one he did, the way he went down at the perfect spot. Like who knows how to do that? You know, he went down at the perfect spot. So he showed, even though stats wise he didn't have a good game, but he showed that he is a better quarterback. He showed that he's the best quarterback in the NFL, hands down. Like, there's nobody even close to him, and he didn't have his great game. You know what I'm saying? So, Patrick Mahomes, man, he's just good, man. If you like football, even though you like the Chiefs, if you like football, watching that guy, you know, every game is gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same thing. He's gonna do something different every game. Yeah. And just as a football fan, watching a great quarterback doing things that the quarterback was supposed to do, like. We seen Mac Jones throw across his body. You don't supposed to do that. Patrick Mahomes does it all the time. It's like the perfect pass. So it just shows why he gets paid the big bucks and why he's a better quarterback than other quarterbacks. They all in the NFL doing the same thing, but he can do things that other people can't do, and just great to see that from him.
Yeah, I feel you. Most definitely, yeah. He's worth it all, and like you said, he shows you a better passer. Even the stats didn't come through, he's gonna find a way to win the game. So. Yeah. Anthony West says we're figuring things out. And for sure.
I don't want to hear that. Y'all good. We don't want to hear
that. Mom's commenting that was the worst loss for Belichick. That was crazy to see that. I was like, that's pretty awesome that the Cowboys were able to give that to them. That was pretty cool.
Y'all talking about the Giants game already too?
Oh, the Seahawks Giants?
Yeah, I was gonna ask one question about that game. How do you guys feel about the coach throwing the iPad like that at the quarterback like that? I ain't like that, man. I know he's frustrated. I just didn't like how he did that to him, though. I ain't like, he got no protection. He has no receivers. He has no running back. And I didn't like that of him. I think that was a little too much.
I agree. Like, especially because you just paid this guy, right? So it's like you can't just turn around and be like everybody else is trying to say now and be like, oh, he's horrible. It's like, well, you believed in him like just last year, right? So, or just this offseason. So it's like you got to figure that out. And also, like, he was getting hit like left and right. So, 11 sacks, like, and then you're going to question every decision he makes. Yeah, he was just trying to stay upright. He was fending for his life out there. So, I mean, it was bad, and definitely they were swarming. But the crazy thing is, like, during that game, they still weren't that far out of it, like, until the bat. Yeah, exactly. Like, but they still were like, it was just going to be a 1-score game. But also, coach kept going for it when he shouldn't have. just take the points you can get and just move on instead of putting it at risk. And then that's what it led to the pick sixes because they kept going for it on fourth down. So I don't know. I'm just like, you contributed to that too, so you can't get mad at him now. Put him in harm's way. So I wanted to hear what y'all think about this one. Unc says, I think it's time for both Pittsburgh and New England to consider a coaching change. With Pittsburgh, their offense is bad. Like, it is really bad, but I still think, like, Tomlin, like, he's so good. Like, how are you going to replace him? Like, who are you going to get that's going to be, like, that type of a coach, I feel like. So, I don't know.
I see what Unc's saying. I don't know. I would say this. Like, he's saying coach change. I think Belichick, I think it's time for him to go away. Like, there's no talking to the media and being a grumpy old grouch. That's over with. Like, you're not winning no more, so you need to be a better person. So, I think it's time for him to go. I'm talking, but I think with Tomlin, I agree with him too. I think it's time for him to go out of Pittsburgh, but go somewhere else and be make another team better. You know, make a new legacy somewhere else. He's still young, but I will agree with that. He's not a bad coach, but I think I would like to see him somewhere else too because Pittsburgh, I think you did all you can do there. I don't think they're gonna win a Super Bowl no time soon. So going somewhere else, make a new name for you. So I agree with that. But Belichick, it's time for him to go to a basement somewhere and just stay down there for the rest of your life. Like, I don't want him no more. I'm done listening to him.
It's funny, Marcus. I agree, but I actually agree for both of them. You know, I actually think that Belichick, I don't think he'll not be a head coach somewhere. I think he'd be a great defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? But with all the championships, I think it'd be really hard for him to not be a head coach somewhere. Kind of the same thing with Tomlin.
Yeah, you won though. Like, you won everything. Like, just go away. Just go.
Yeah. No. Believe me, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, but I do agree though that I think both of them to get away from those teams would be good for both of them. Tomlin's done everything he can for Pittsburgh, man. Like, do it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then kind of the same thing I was saying about the Patriots. Like, that time, that era is like over. You know what I'm saying? Like. Even Belichick might be better off just anywhere else than there. You know what I mean? But kind of like Marcus was saying too about like the attitude of the grumpy old man. Like, you kind of remember how Pop used to be like back in the days where he was just super hard nosed. Like, it didn't matter who you were if you made a mistake or hitting the bench with him. But now he's changed. He's different. You know, he's not that grumpy old dude no more. You know what I mean? Like, he's fun loving. He plays around with his players a lot more now, and he just loosened up a little bit, you know what I mean, and adjusted. He adjusted to the new ways of the NBA, and I feel like Belichick hasn't necessarily done that yet. So I agree with you, Marcus. I agree with what you're saying.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like you were saying though, like, it would be hard for him not to be head coach, but I could kind of see him going the Wade Phillip way and just be like a defensive coordinator for a really long time, like, and just keep going, Belichick. But I don't know because he really does seem to like football, but for Tomlin,
sit down somewhere, man.
Yeah, he should. But for Tomlin too, I agree with you guys. Like, a fresh start somewhere else would be good for him. And I just hope he can go out on his own terms and not get fired. But we'll see.
Yeah. It will be. It'll be. We mutually agreed to walk away if he ever does walk away. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to actually fire him like that.
Yeah, and Pop said Pittsburgh wouldn't fire Tomlinson. Probably same in New England, but might push Bill to retire. Yeah. They're gonna be like, yo, you gotta, like Marcus said, go chill.
Is it true, like the last 30 or 40 years, they only had 3 head coaches? It was the Coward, Tomlin, I forgot the other guy, like the
that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
That was it.
Yep.
So like their whole
40 years or
like their whole like I think their whole time being a football team, like they've only had 3 head coaches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Or at least their entire time in the NFL.
It's weird that Tomlin's almost at 20 years, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to look it up real quick. It's since 1969. It was Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
That's wild, dog. But they've gotten the job done. You know what I mean? They've been good. So, like, you win games, you keep your job.
Yeah.
I just feel like such like stability like that is so good for a franchise too. That's why they're always going at least 8-8 because it's like at least there's not like changeover and stuff. And like a lot of teams are willing to like throw everything away to rebuild, but it might take like several losing seasons to be able to do that. Like they just have stayed kind of consistent and then taking their shots when they can. So
exactly.
And they don't do too many trades either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. I was gonna say the hardest part too is when you win like that, you don't really set yourself up in a position to, the guys you get in the draft are always like diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean? Like, so like even the couple quarterbacks they've drafted in the last couple of years like aren't like the top guys that were in the draft. You just kind of got to get lucky. So you keep going.
Which that's what happened with Big Ben.
Yeah.
I feel you. Anthony West says Bill is sticking around to beat Don Shula and wins, but I wonder, like, Anthony, let us know, how close is he? Like, is that something that he could do like soon?
Yeah, right.
I'm curious about that. Unk says entire Chargers coaching staff should be fired. They always are underachieving, but they did beat the Raiders this week, even though the Raiders are really bad too.
Yeah.
The Ravens Browns. See, now I was slacking. I didn't realize Deshaun Watson wasn't going to play, but still, man, the Ravens took care of the Browns pretty handily.
Yeah.
Are we buying in on the Ravens? Like, what do you think about them, Strizzy? I know you watch them close.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, like quarterbacks most specifically that are just winners. You know what I mean? Like, it almost never even matters like who they like. Even right now, like, I'm sorry, Ant, but like Kansas City Chiefs offense sucks. You know what I mean? Like, they're just lucky to have the best quarterback in the league who can make certain players, not even look good, just figure things out. But I feel like, certain players like Lamar Jackson, like he's been a winner his entire time starting for the Ravens. And he too has not had a lot of help. They're the second most injured team in the league, only behind the Texans, which is also crazy to me that Stroud is doing so well because they're the most injured team in the league. You know what I mean? So it's like the Browns defense is phenomenal. You look at like they're only allowing like 50 or something yards rushing a game. Like I think it's barely over 100 yards passing a game, and the Ravens took it to them. So I get it. They didn't have Deshaun Watson, but I was very surprised to not see them necessarily win, but to win so well. And they beat the crap out of them. So love to see it though. I love the Ravens. Love watching the play. Love Lamar Jackson. So I was really happy to see it. But that one was surprising to me too, just to see how bad they beat them in Cleveland.
For sure. No, for sure. I was expecting more. Every time I get behind Cleveland, they fall.
Same. Bet against them, and one time I go with them, they you know what I'm saying? They beat me up.
Did you Marcus, did you watch any of the Toy Story broadcast thing?
No, I didn't get a chance. I seen some highlights that was teasing Bug. They said his head was too big on the show, so that's one highlight I seen. His head was huge on there, man. So
that's funny. What about you?
I didn't.
Oh, go ahead, man. Okay.
No, I was gonna say it did. Did you a toy guy? Did it look more Toy Story to you? It looked like more Gumby type to me than Toy Story. I could be wrong.
No, I feel you. Like it didn't look like the guys looked different, the players themselves, but definitely like everybody else like was pretty cool. Like the toys watching and stuff like that, and like how they interacted with them. Like that part was cool. But you're right. Like the actual football players themselves, they look like almost like blow up like people. Like I don't know.
I thought it would be more detailed, but it might be hard to do that too for all the players and stuff. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's the thing is like they just had it more uniform. But I was kind of like impressed by the technology as far as like basically how it replayed it so fast. But I did watch check both, and it was like a minute delayed. So I don't know like what they were doing with that minute, or if they just had special cameras and it was just kind of like doing the graphics like automatically based on what it was seeing. But it was pretty cool. But it was almost like watching like an old Madden, So, but I thought it was pretty dope though.
It reminded me of like obviously like their legs and stuff are like really really moving, but it reminded me of like watching like the Pop Toys playing almost. It's kind of what it reminded me of a little bit. But yeah, I didn't watch the game in the Toy Story mode. I watched it regularly, but it was fun to like watch some highlights of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed how many people come to those games because it's London. It's just like I didn't think they would pack it out like that, because it's not like like they don't have an NFL team there.
Agreed.
So I always get surprised at how packed that game be.
Yeah, no, I agree. And now the Jaguars are staying there 2 weeks in a row, right? They're going to play there next week again, and
really?
Yeah, and their owner, like basically they do 2 games a year there, and they'll do like it's one of their home games and one of their away games. Technically, is usually how they let them do it. but their owner wanted to like move to London like halftime or to move them full time to London. This is basically the compromise for now as they test it out, but we see how they go so crazy for soccer. So I guess like football just being something unique and different, like I mean that's cool too. So, but I do wonder how it would do if a team actually tried to stay over there permanently. I think that's too much. I think that'd be
way too much. I feel like it's one thing to be away from your family, but taking your family to a whole other country that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you guys think it's a big difference than the Toronto Raptors? Is that way different than it, or almost the same?
Yeah. No, just because the travel is like to go to Toronto is almost like it's so close, but like to go to London is like more like you got to plan for it, and it's like
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think like that makes it like a bigger barrier there.
Yeah. But I do see what you're saying though, Marcus, because I still feel like that is kind of a big thing too. You know what I mean? But Europe, that's a flight. It's a long flight.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but this year is the first time they're having them like back-to-back games like that. So that's cool for them.
They play the Bills next, right? It's Bills
Bills over there. That should be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Bills in that one though.
Me too.
All right, though. I think let's move on. I think we pretty much covered it. We don't have not too many like injuries or transactions or anything like that, which is good. Really, we only have the two undefeated teams left, and I was just gonna ask you guys real quickly, like, which would you rather, like, which one do you think is number one in your book as far as these two, like, or like which would you rather avoid, kind of thing?
Niners, they don't even close for me.
Yeah.
Like Jerry said, man, they team to Super Bowl. He couldn't lie about it. So I think he did that too. If you see that quote, I think he did that to motivate the Cowboys too. So.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, he did say basically like they're the team most likely, and like he was kind of talking about how this is like a measuring stick type of a game, which I love that too. Because I think like it used to be. The big game, right? It used to be the Cowboys and the 49ers. That used to be like they talked about the real Super Bowl. So I think it's so awesome that we're getting this in the regular season because I already have my excuse prepared either way. If the Cowboys lose, it was just the regular season. If the Cowboys win, it shows we're ready to beat them, But at the end of the day, though, I think it will be a really good game. But I am still just like, man, I want to get there in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make it happen and just, not put too much pressure on this. But it will be a good thing to show, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny. I feel like Dallas is going to win this game. I feel like it right now. I think it means, even though it's the regular season, I think it means more to them than it does the 49ers. Just because it's kind of like, what Joel Embiid says, as far as like them with the Celtics, like ain't no rivalry because they just keep kicking our butts. You know what I mean? Like they've got you guys' number the last couple of times. So I feel like this is more of a Dallas Cowboy, like kind of like you said, A-Dub, like where do we fit in the NFC right now? Everyone's talking about the Niners, and a lot of people are still talking about, the Eagles because they're undefeated. They're talking about our defense, but I hope that this is going to be a game where the Dallas Cowboys offense shows up. Defense has been doing what it's doing, but I feel like this is the game where I think the offense really wants to come in and kind of set its place up and see what they can do because Niners offense and defense is kind of rolling. You know what I mean? I feel like these really are the two best teams. I'd even put Dallas ahead of the Eagles right now, even though the Eagles are undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the game against the Cardinals was a blip. They just didn't take them seriously, and it kind of bit them in the butt. You know what I mean? But they played that game again, and it's another 40-0 type game the way they beat the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So this game, there's not a lot on the line because it's still super early. But like you said, you want them to be able to compete with the Niners because right now, I think they're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah. In the NFL, what about the NFL?
Yeah, I say they're the best team in the NFL too right now. I mean, they're still undefeated since last season in week. What was it, 12, week 13, something like that? Like they won 13 straight or something like that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say they're definitely up there though, for sure. And the way they're playing on both sides of the ball. But it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt that. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I think they can.
It sucks though. It's like almost like I want to beat them now, but also it's like it's hard to beat a team twice in the same year too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got to see them again.
And it doesn't help when they got a good coach. If they don't have a good coach, or your coach is better than their coach, it's kind of whatever. But like, you beat Shanahan once, it's really hard to beat him twice.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, but that's what's up. I think we're gonna just about close out football. We couldn't not mention that Taylor Swift did go to the game again on the Sunday night game, and I think that was part of the reason why the Chiefs started playing so poorly. You know what I'm saying? It's too much distraction. You know?
It really is. They're bringing her up more than they're bringing anybody up on the Chiefs team.
It's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. But I did think that this was going to be like a one and done situation. I didn't think that we were going to see a second sighting. So hopefully this thing slows down though, because it's too much, man.
She bring a whole gang with her this time too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she did.
For sure. Oh, Mama D in the house. Oh, Doa said 49ers all the way. Yeah, Doa is a 49ers fan. We got Kelly in the house is a 49ers fan too. So yeah, we gotta make this thing happen this week. Pop says Chiefs still the best team, followed by the 49ers and Eagles. Cowboys need to either beat them in the playoffs when it counts. Yeah. Hopefully. Oh, Anthony West says Bill has 330. Shula has dang. So that's at least like 2. He needs like 17 more. So that's at least like 2 more years of Bill Belichick.
You gotta keep coaching. He'll get done in 2 years. So.
Yeah. He'll be all right. But yeah, welcome, Mama D. Appreciate you joining in.
Welcome.
So as we close out the football segment, we got to remind y'all about Secure the Bag. Every Thursday, we'll be making our picks, and we'll be going live with that. All the money line picks, and then against the spread. And this week, we already have bye weeks, so there's going to be even less matchups to pick from. So we do, though, have to shout out our brother Marcus, a.k.a. Soldiers, 13-3 this week, and won the ultimate with the Super Bowl square. So congratulations, bro. You were on point.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't even know that, man. I didn't even go check. I've been sucking and pick them, man. So, hey. Yeah,
came through with the 13-3. Only missed Green Bay, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. So we'll definitely give you the Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Those two. It was 2 of those, yeah.
So great job on that one. Congratulations. Kelly chiming in with the congratulations too. She's up there near the top of the rankings, and she has made a proposal that we start displaying the rankings every week. We'll have to kind of have a little bit of a conference on the. We
wonder why. We want to show that.
That's all fun and games when you at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right,
again. Please show the overall stage while it's still. But yeah, we'll see. So maybe stay up there, hang up there, and maybe next week we'll show the overall standings, do kind of a check-in. But that's what's up. All right, well, let's go ahead and keep this thing moving. We'll go ahead and get into our next topic. Dang, my bad. Here we go. All right, NBA talk now. We got to lead off with, of course, the big story. Damian Lillard joining the Bucks. Yesterday was media day, so we got all the new first day of school pictures from the NBA hoopers. And just real quick, I want to get the Slackers' take on the Damian Lillard trade, what they think this makes of the Bucks, and then you all as well. We talked about it a little bit last week. We did a little bit of a teaser preview, but just real quick, how are y'all feeling about the Milwaukee Bucks trading for Dame Lillard?
I think them and the Phoenix Suns really, made out like bandits in this trade. You know what I mean? Not bandits, obviously, but obviously them getting Dame is huge. You know what I mean? Arguably one of the top 5 best scorers in the league currently right now in Damian Lillard. What he brings to the table as far as and like Marcus said too, not giving up Chris Middleton, in the trade as well, keeping him that's a really big deal because now Chris Middleton he no longer has to be that second guy, right? And he was hurt a lot last year too, so he kind of eased back into it. So it's a big deal, but they lost a lot of their depth. But what has made Milwaukee so good the last couple of years too is they've had a really good bench and really good depth, and I feel like they kind of lost a lot of that. And then obviously on the defensive side, losing Drew Holiday, going to the Celtics, which I'm sure you're going to bring up too, was huge. That's a huge pickup for the Celtics. You know what I mean? You pick up a guy that's better offensively than Marcus Smart and just as good defensively as Marcus Smart and a better passer than Marcus Smart. So I think that was huge for the Celtics. And then Nurkic for the Suns I think that's a big deal too, I think. And Grayson Allen.
great pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the sneaky move, especially because the Suns didn't really have to be involved in this. They got themselves involved with it and found a way to get better too. Giving up Ayton is fine because he didn't want to be there. He didn't suit what they needed, and it'll be good for him to have a fresh start in Portland. But they did a great job putting that together. And then Boston getting Holiday, that sucks. I was hoping he would go somewhere else because I like rooting for him, but I hate the Celtics. I'm like, man, why you got to go there? But I do think that this will be an interesting one in the East. But Lillard and with Giannis like still being at the prime, and Giannis is the type of player too, like he doesn't care like who you want to call like the leader or the top dog or whatever, because we know like he's like kind of the big man, like that still's him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's gonna like his ego is gonna be worried about any of that. Like he'll let Dame do whatever, as long as he's hitting those big shots and scoring like crazy. So I think that's gonna be a good look.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be the thing people don't realize either. That trade is you're gonna see Giannis in the inside most of the season now. He's not gonna be outside trying to hit threes and all that because there's no need for him to go out there. So you're gonna have Brook Lopez out there in the 3-point line. You're gonna have Chris Middleton and Dame. So now he got options to pass the ball to. So it's gonna be hard to guard him, like try to double him because he get that ball on the outside. They gonna kill you on the outside of that too. So you're gonna see Giannis in the paint a lot this year. Like he what he should have been doing instead of going outside. He'll be in the paint. It's gonna put so much pressure on the defense. It's gonna be like dang. And Dame he's knocked down, so it's knocked down. Then you got Chris knocked down too. So it's gonna be hard to beat them this year. Even though they lost some depth, but it's gonna be hard to beat those guys. Man, I think you can put anybody else around them like the Heat was that year, and they're gonna be hard to beat. So
no, I agree. They're gonna be real nasty. Even Bobby Portis on the other corner, opposite from Lopez. They're both knocked out from that corner three. So
they're knocking that down, man.
Literally 4 players who can knock down a 3-point shot from all aspects of the 3-point line. It's gonna be crazy.
And then you try to go on the outside, he gonna kill you on the inside. Like there's nobody down there gonna do anything with him down there. So
let's not forget
they stay healthy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely gonna be fun to watch. Unc says, "I hope Chris Middleton doesn't feel forgotten." I don't think he will. I think he'll be fine because he'll just be able to be more effective in less time. Like he's like, I'm good. So and like you guys said, I almost forgot about Portis. Like you need your like physical guy. You need your crazy man too. You know what I'm saying? If you want to mix it up, so they got a little bit of everything that they need. So
I think it's crazy. I think if Chris Middleton can just continue to average like 17 and 19 points, kind of the same way like Bosh did in Miami. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nasty.
I would say 14, 15 is all you would need.
Right? Very true.
Dame and Giannis gonna average at least 25, 30 themselves. So that's gonna be icing on the cake.
Yep. I think Giannis still puts up 30. I think Dame averages like 27, but I think Dame's assists will be higher than they've ever been.
True.
Yeah.
Most definitely. They're gonna make it happen. It'll be really cool. But the first practices were today, and actually preseason games start. The Lakers' first preseason game is actually Saturday. So
it's this weekend, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be on the court. They're gonna be on the court very quickly. So that'll be exciting. But speaking of media day, and we always talk about like the first day of school and type of stuff. Jimmy Butler hit us last year with the big Dookie dreads. This year he hit us with what y'all thought of this. I think personally, I think it's hilarious. Like,
me too.
And especially because like when they do these photos, like every time, like in the stadium and everything like that, like that's the photos that come up. Like when you see them, oh my gosh, it's so funny. But he did his character. But I wanted to know what y'all thought of that.
It cracks me up, man. Jimmy has proven just to be a character. You know what I mean? Like he's a jokester. He's a funny dude. You know, last year he did the dreads. Because like that's going to be his picture for the entire year going forward. And same thing. Like this is going to be the picture for like everything that pops up, like you said, for the remainder of the year. But I think he was doing it because of them not landing Dame. So he said he was going through his emo phase. He's he's saying like it's not a phase, mom. Like him just joking around or whatever. But yeah, he's wilding out. It'll be back to braided up or whatever come the first game or whatever. But I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure it's already back to something else. But
yeah. Honestly, I don't like it, man. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't like the look. I don't like I don't like how he was holding his hands and stuff. I just don't know the makeup. I don't know, man.
You weren't feeling it.
I grew up in the South, so that's probably what my problem is. But I didn't like it. So
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's different for sure, and I know that like for everybody, it's kind of like not for everybody, I guess, but for me too. Like I just feel like the fact that it's just like he doesn't take himself, I guess, too seriously. He's just like like, but but it was definitely kind of interesting. And Jimmy does love attention. Like we're finding that out more and more, like in his own way. So, yeah. But that is pretty funny. Bob says Butler needs to stop the sideshow and perform at max level when the team needs him. He disappointed in the finals. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I think that is true though too. It sucks, but it's crazy that they still even got to the finals. Like I know you don't want to hear that, Strizzy, but
no, I mean, I said that shit all last year. Like they had no business being in the finals. I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like I said, man, like Eric Spoelstra to me is top 2 coach in the league right now. Honestly, he is. It's not an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not because I'm a Heat fan. What he's able to do with that team and not having a real full blown Giannis or Dame or Bron, like you know what I'm saying? What he does with that team is phenomenal. But like they had no business being there last year. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. A couple other ones we wanted to talk about. The Lakers, they have their new look going, and LeBron coming out basically saying AD is the face of the franchise was the big thing about media day. I feel like he has to say that, and I feel like it's kind of true as long as AD can stay healthy because that's what the Lakers need him to be, is that face. But Marcus, I wanted to get your opinion. Do you think he can be that, or do you think that LeBron's just kind of trying to hype him up?
No, I think AD. I think it's over for AD. I think he's gonna be a journeyman the rest of his career. He ain't the best player on the team. And LeBron is his 21st year, and he's staying better than LeBron. So I think he has the opportunity. I think the Disney World championship. I think he's pleased with that. After he won that, I think he was cool. He got a championship, and he never been the same to me. I think his career is not gonna go anywhere else. He's not gonna get better. I think he's gonna be a journeyman from now on, a role player. That's it. So, yeah.
Matt Barnes said something that I kind of actually really liked. He said, as long as LeBron James is on the team, it's always going to be LeBron's team. But Anthony Davis needs to be the best player on that team. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is LeBron's team. He gets the most everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, more people are going to see LeBron than they're going to see Anthony Davis, right? It's LeBron's team.
Right.
He's the general. He's the forger. He's the leader. But LeBron's also damn near 40. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Anthony Davis has to be the best player on that team. And I think last year in the that playoff run they had last year, Anthony Davis was, playing his butt off defensively. He was doing it offensively when he needed to. But I think defensively is what really helped them get as far as they did. So I think, as long as AD is playing or being the best player on the team, that's what's going to get them as far as they want to go. Because you can see it, you know what I'm saying? LeBron's still really good, especially for his age, but you can see him slowing down. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see defensively definitely ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? But that's right. He's almost 40. He should be slowing down.
Yeah. Pops says LeBron is a narcissist, so he's staying there for attention and as a pre-excuse in case he has an off year.
That's weird.
Mom did say, Mom said interesting that Bronny had surgery. I did hear that too, though. But like LeBron did mention that Bronny was doing well. That's still so crazy, like and scary to me too. Like I'm definitely glad he's doing well, but that's just.
They say he's trying to play this year too. I'm like, oh my god.
I know. I hope that he just. I mean, if it's not right, you know what I'm saying, like that he just doesn't like push it or something like that. Like I don't know.
Might be different. Sharif still had to sit out.
Yeah, Shaq's son plays, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he had it worse than him. So
he did. He had a full-blown heart issue.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But yeah, hopefully, if he is out there, that means everything's right and everything's he's in a good situation with that. Yeah. We did talk about the Suns a little bit too. I was curious though, who do you guys think like in the West between the Suns and Denver and the Lakers, and even the Warriors with their new look too. Which I don't know what CP3 is going to do. I am interested to see him play for the Warriors, but I'm not sure how it's going to be. But I was just curious what your thoughts were on the situation in the West and who you think is going to turn out the best.
I think you got Denver first still. You got the Suns too. I put Warriors at number 3 and then the Lakers at 4. I think Chris Paul gonna have one of the best. I think he gonna lead in assists. I think he gonna have the most assists he ever had in his career. With passing the ball to those guys, and I think setting them up for other positions. But I don't know if it's gonna affect Draymond too. I don't know how he's gonna move with that, because he's the only one to get those guys in their spots. So, how can he be effective? I know he's gonna rebound and play defense, but that's his role to do that. So I don't know if they're gonna be on the floor at the same time or how it's gonna go. But I don't know how Draymond gonna look this year. I want to see how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I agree with everything. So I had them switch though. I have Lakers at 3 and Warriors at 4. I think the Lakers had one of the best off seasons, if not the best off season of the year, and they got really far last year. So I think they're even better this year. Obviously, like with any other team, health plays a big role. You know what I mean? But I think I have Lakers at 3 and Warriors at 4. I'm a little bit more worried about Chris Paul and the Warriors than I think I should be. We'll see how it works out. But I think one of the biggest things about Draymond being kind of their point forward for them is why it works is because when he grabs the rebounds and pushes immediately, it allows the other guys to get to their spots, and Warriors score quickly. Like I think they score really, really fast. They play fast ball. Chris Paul doesn't play like that anymore. Even with the Suns, they were a really slow offense. So he likes slowing things down a little bit. So I'm curious to see kind of like how that's going to work.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. I think that they'll figure it out, but he might end up just coming off the bench and playing with the second team or something like that a little bit differently, Chris Paul. But I think he will have a good year because when they need to, and if they have they're like little special lineups and stuff like that, he'll be in there with those guys and he will be, finding them their spots. So,
he's still a hooper. You know what I'm saying? He's still a hooper. I'm curious on how it's like Marcus said with him and Draymond, like how it's going to work a little bit. I do agree with Marcus, though. I think Draymond might have a little bit of a down year this year because I think he might feel a little out of place.
Yeah,
a little out of place.
And it's crazy them coming back too. Like, we thought, maybe the Draymond era would be finally over. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like.
Gone. Yeah,
I thought for sure.
I don't know. I still keep Jordan Poole or Draymond to me. It's just if you think about it, if you keep Jordan Poole and you keep Chris Paul, that's more assists right there too. I just think Chris Paul not gonna get no assists with Draymond on the court. So I don't know.
True. Yeah. And Draymond's still gonna have the same attitude of like, I've been here, like I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
we won without you. We don't need you here.
Right, exactly.
For real.
Even though Chris Paul, like one of the best point guards like ever. Yeah. So we'll see.
You know what? I just want to see Chris end the season healthy. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him be fully healthy for a full playoff.
Not gonna be happen.
I agree with you. So that's another reason why I'm a little worried about him. But like, I just want to see him finish the season healthy. Like, I want to see them actually finish a series not hurt.
Yeah, that would be nice, but those days might be gone. They should have done it when he was with the Clippers. But speaking of the Clippers, Unk says the Clippers will get blown apart by midseason if they start off slow. Kawhi and Paul George might be playing their last season together for the Clippers. It feels like they still haven't played a season together for the Clippers because one of them is always injured.
For real.
But yeah, I don't know. Like the Clippers have always been like they've had promise or they put together these teams. It's never really worked out. Mm-hmm. Pop says Nuggets rule the West to be challenged by Lakers, Warriors, and possibly Suns next. Still not a believer in the Suns. I'm definitely a believer in the Suns. Yeah, the way that they put together a bench to go along with the big stars that they have, I think that because at first when it happened, I'm like, whatever. But then they slowly put together all the pieces that they're going to really need for that roster.
Phenomenal team, just like the Lakers did. They had a great offseason too.
The only thing that might be their downfall is Frank Vogel, honestly.
Yeah.
He's going to be the biggest thing that could get in the way of them being successful.
He won with the Lakers, man. So he won.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers were the best defensive team that year, too. So who knows, man? We'll see.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm definitely a believer in the Suns. I'm definitely though hoping that the Lakers, can build on what they did last year, and they put some nice pieces on the team too. So that's what's up.
I feel like the Suns should have played a lot harder to going after Bud instead of going for Vogel. I think Bud would have been good there.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Huh?
Yeah, where do you go?
Is he sitting out this year?
Was it Toronto? No, who's in Toronto now? Is it still?
No, it's what's coming in Toronto. The black guy. What's his name?
Yeah, Mike Budenholzer.
Because Nick
I don't
Nurse
know.
went to Philly, right?
Yeah,
you're right. I don't know, but
dang, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like he would have been a better fit there.
I think Bud either got. I'm sorry for saying this, y'all. Forgive me. But I think he got a sexual assault case going on, or he got some gambling something going on. Because why would he just you leave from you won a championship with them 2 years ago? Why would they get rid of you like that? You had a good season.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come out.
But I feel like losing to the eventual Eastern Conference Championship is not reason enough to get fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Bud might have did a Udoka or something. I don't know. We gonna find out.
Maybe that is. I mean, it was weird. Like I don't get why, and like the fact that he didn't get hired anywhere. Like you're saying, like maybe there is more to that. True. So I'm like, dang. But this is crazy. He's from Holbrook, Arizona. That's like a small town north. That's what's up. So
even Udoka, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like there's some coaches out there I think they could have gone before they went with Frank Vogel.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Might as well stay with old boy, but they had to make a move after Monty Williams. Like after the last 2 years, they had to make a move.
You can't lose in 2 game 7 by 25 and expect to keep your job, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel you. All right. Oh, he's talking about Vogel. Yeah. Will Houston improve under Udoka? I think they will. They have to.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Yeah.
They lost on their players though, man. Old Poy got in trouble, man. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's true.
That's another ridiculous thing. But all right, let's see. Let's keep it moving. We'll touch more on NBA talk, but we'll get to see some people in action so that pretty soon, you know what I'm saying, preseason games before we meet next. So that's what's up. And also we've got the WNBA finals this weekend starting. Shout out to Stephanie's Las Vegas Aces, hoping that they bring it home for us. Also we have the baseball starting. And so I did want to pull up the bracket and look at the postseason picture. And this is crazy too. Like, but one thing I noticed about this, even though I don't know why I was distracted by this, but every single round has a different sponsor on here, which is pretty crazy to me. I've never seen so many sponsors on a postseason thing. But anyways, but regardless of that, it was very exciting end of the season. The Astros actually won. They clinched the division on the last day of the season by winning on Sunday over the Diamondbacks and with the Texas Rangers losing. So the Astros earned themselves a bye, and they will wait for the wild cards. The Rangers already played today. They won. And I was going to check on the Diamondbacks, too. The Diamondbacks were in
I thought they were up last time I looked.
Okay, yeah, they're up 4-3 over Milwaukee right now, and it's in the 7th inning.
Let's go D-backs.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
They got to win 2 games, though, right? Before they go to the next round, or is it 1 game?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a best of 3 game series, the first season or the first round. But the only crazy thing is like the better seeded team hosts all 3 games, so there's no travel for that. So even if you're like, I'm like, you don't get any home game. Well, that's kind of whack. But yeah, so they just do need to get 2 games to advance, basically. So. I still feel like the Astros will probably come out of the American League, and I'm thinking maybe the Braves. The Braves have had a tremendous offensive season. We'll see if that stays in the playoffs, but I think the Braves might get back again.
The Braves and Phillies was probably one of the funnest 2 series in baseball, like all season. And no matter how much Phillies came at the Braves just kept beat like. Offensively, man, they're juggernauts. Like it'll be really hard to beat the Braves this year. That's who I got winning it all.
I don't remember. Last year, we beat the Dodgers, or who did we beat last year?
The Phillies, right?
No, it was the Phillies. Yeah.
Oh, Phillies. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pop says Rangers beat the Dodgers to win the World Series. I just don't know if the Dodgers can get back. I just feel like their manager holds them back. Unk is rooting for Atlanta.
Me too.
Oh, Stephanie's rooting for the Aces. I got to get that in there. Let's go Aces.
My pockets are rooting for Atlanta.
That's what's up. I like to see the Orioles back in there, especially as the number 1 seed. That's pretty cool. But I just don't know about them though. Like, I mean, this is a really cool story, but I think it kind of ends here.
Yeah, I think Rangers move on from Tampa Bay, but I think Rangers end up beating the Orioles though.
That's what's up. Well, we'll be continuing to update this postseason picture though, and we'll talk about it each week as these brackets start to fill themselves out. But definitely wanted to touch on that, and then there's some other things we'll touch on another time when we have time more. As far as like, you know, kind of closing out the season and some of the different records that were broken this season. Anthony Wesson jumping in and says Rangers. So he's rooting for his new home team. And then real quick, though, I did want to throw up the college football rankings. We'll wrap this up fast, so we're already coming up to an hour. Georgia, you'll see, losing a lot of votes, man. They've been having over 50 votes for first place. This time the first place votes are scattered all along the top 5. They looked shaky on the road at Auburn last week, and they have a big test against Kentucky this week. But, yeah, like we talked about, it's going to be really tough for them to go undefeated this season. So we'll see how Georgia does, but they're still holding on slimly to their number 1 spot so far. Also, the Colorado USC game was really exciting this weekend, but Colorado, I mean, just didn't have enough to come back. Almost came back on them though.
They look good, man. They'll be here Saturday, man. So it's gonna be an exciting game, man. I'm gonna be down there, get to see Dion and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes.
That's what's up. We'll be looking out for some snaps of Dion for sure. I think it'll be a good game for them though against ASU. Maybe hopefully bounce back after 2
they win.
tough opponents. Yeah, for sure. So, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Georgia Kentucky game this weekend. That's I don't know. I'm excited for that game, but I am a little bit worried. Kentucky coming in 5-0.
You stop with this?
We'll see.
Stop with this?
We'll see.
Nervous.
But I do want to give a shout out to Washington though. I think they look like a really good team. Like their quarterback is really super dope. So I hope that they get a chance. He gets a chance to get some shine this year. But you guys have a chance to check out Washington. That's a really fun school to watch. So
yeah, I watched their last 2 games.
I'm nervous about the OU game. I think it's our last hard game we're gonna have the rest of the season. We get past them, I think we're gonna be one of the 4 teams in the playoffs. But I'm nervous about this OU game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
I'm actually happy with where they played this past year. I know last year we had the new coach. So second year under him, we've put like 70+ points on 2 different teams, and they were saying that like this weekend. I think last weekend was supposed to be kind of like our test before Texas, and we destroyed both of them. So happy about that. But yeah, I still think Texas is a lot better than we are, but we'll see how it goes.
We will definitely see, but it's crazy that it's already here. The Red River Shootout. We're just going to call it what it is, and hopefully it'll be a good game. But I still got Texas. I think y'all will be fine, Marcus. I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think Texas is a better team overall than maybe even one of the best teams in the country right now. Like honestly, so I think they'll be fine. Pop said this: Caleb Williams too cocky for me. He has provided a list of teams he will play for or will return to college making money. That's crazy. He's like, I'm not going to come out here to be drafted to the Cardinals.
Why come out when you getting paid $7 million and then next year you might get at least $8 or $9 million for a college player? I ain't rushing either.
True. I mean, he has a good setup, and I wonder though what will happen if he does like win another Heisman. I don't know what the Heisman race is looking like right now, but I'm assuming he's got to be up there since they're doing well and he's throwing the ball around.
Yeah, so. He started at number 1. Right now, I think I said it's his to lose, but I don't know if he can lose it.
Ugg said send him to the Canadian League. That's bad.
You see, he's seeing what happened to Daniel Jones. He's seeing what happened to the Carolina. What's his name? Young. you seeing how they getting beat up and stuff like that. He ain't no rush to get beat up, man. So
Dang. It said only 4 teams on the list. Cowboys and 49ers are on his list. Well,
there's no way.
Yeah, like if you're gonna get drafted that high, then you're not gonna be
there's
drafted
no
to one of
way.
those teams.
Both of those teams got NFC Championship and Super Bowl aspirations. Like, you ain't get drafted by those two teams.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, young buck. You know what I'm saying? Calm down.
He's very cocky though. I seen him on the sideline. He's very diva. So, but like I said, you can't. I see where it come from though. Like, you can't pay that much money in college. You got a penthouse. You on commercials with Wendy's. Hey, it comes with it,
Yep.
Yeah, and you're young. Like, I mean,
you get paid more than your coach. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you got to remember too. Like, the Riley is like, if you want to be a quarterback and go to the league early, like possible first round pick, like he produces quarterback Heismans. Like, that's what he does. Like, he don't play no defense. He produces quarterback Heisman. So, like, there's a reason why when he left Oklahoma, you went with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You could have just as easily stayed at a really big school like Oklahoma, and you didn't because you knew it was best for your career to go with him. Like, we need to chill out a little bit and relax. Like, a lot of your success has to do with the way your coach coaches. So, chill out, my guy.
Well, that's why I think he's got to be rooting for Kyler Murray and these other guys to do well, right? So that he looks better.
Yeah.
Does Kyler Murray play this year?
I think so. I think he will.
He wants to.
Just later on in the year. Yeah.
I think if they have a shot to do something, maybe if they don't have no shot, there's no point in bringing them out there.
Yeah.
Right.
No point in him getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it just depends on when that is, like when he's ready. If it's already 8-10, week 8, week 10, week 12, like that is pretty far into the season. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be crazy if we see him. Well, I met my buddy. You know, he's there, but he told me he don't think he's gonna play this year.
Oh, really? Dang. So we'll see then. We'll see if we see him at all.
I don't think he was either. I think we talked about that early on too. Like, it would be weird for him to come back that late in the season. I don't even see their record being very good. You know what I mean? Like, they should be 0-4.
It'd be crazy. That would be their only win of the season. That would be very crazy, man.
Yeah.
That would be funny, but it's like, dang, you don't want, if you're Kyler Murray, you don't want them to tank for a quarterback. So I don't know what happens there. You know, how does that work?
I gotta say though, man.
Tank for a quarterback. Maybe he want to get out of there.
Yeah. I do gotta say though, Dobbs has actually looked really good under the new coach, man. Like, so I wonder if Kyler comes back, is it going to be the same thing? Is he continue the whole diva stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Does he look good on that team, or they just that bad? It makes him look good.
True, but what I mean by that is I didn't expect him to be able to make some of the passes and things like that he's been able to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, even against the 49ers, like, obviously they weren't going to beat them, but they put up more points than I thought he was going to put up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, I feel like the coach has done a really good job at making them competitive. Like, they're playing for him.
Yeah.
So
Anthony Weston says that too.
Yeah. So, like, I'm wondering if, like, when Kyler comes back, is it just going to make them that much better? Or is it going to be more along the lines of, like, Kyler's still going to continue to do what Kyler wants to do and not buy into? You know what I'm saying? Like, like what's going to really happen when the real quarterback comes back?
No, I feel you. And I think Anthony Weston, one of his kids, took over his primary YouTube account. He had to hit us on a burner phone. You know what I'm saying? I think he would have hit everything. But I do want to say real quick, Mizzou went 5-0. Need to take LSU out this weekend. That would be dope. They are doing well. They're finally up in the rankings a little bit higher. Yeah. So I am hoping that they do beat LSU. That would be super dope. So.
Did y'all see that hit that he took the LSU quarterback, man? He needs some milk. I wanted to hug him, man.
No, I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to
you gotta YouTube it, man. It's pretty bad, man.
Dang.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
Dang. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go check that out. I want to go ahead and wrap things up though. We appreciate y'all rocking with us for sure. We're in a little bit overtime, but that's good. We had some really good basketball discussion in there, which is coming back very soon. So that was definitely exciting. And we'll continue to keep this train moving. On Thursday, we'll be doing our Secure the Bag. So definitely check in for that. Definitely make sure you get your Yahoo picks. This week, we got to knock Marcus off his throne and see who takes the top prize next week. Until then.
Kelly, you watch your back. I'm coming for you.
There you go. That's what it is. Because if we're gonna be putting up the standings, we got to make sure it's looking right. So that's what's up. But we'll go ahead and sign off though. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you on Thursday, and then we'll see you Tuesday for episode 215. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
Hey, boys, Drizzy.
Peace out, man. I don't have anything to say today. You know, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
And you say the truth. They open up my eyes.